My name is Simz Mahlangu. I'm a creative director. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a designer. I got into this because I was born for it. Come from a media, music, design family. Yeah, radio family, but this was all I've known. As a creative director, I've worked with Netflix, I've worked with BT UK, SABC, the works, Standard Bank, APSA, all that shit, right? I've written and directed ads, films. I've created my own TV show that was on SABC One. It's called The Evolution of Mzansi Street Culture. I've done a couple of music videos. And I've got to work with the best in the world, right? I told my grandmother when I was 10, I want to be an artist. And she stopped the car and she was like, no, fuck that. But this is all I've known. Like, this is my dream job. Yeah. The reason why I say this is because if you were here because you just want a job or you just want to exist in this space, please get the fuck out of this room. I'm serious. This class is not for you. I'd like to propose a statement and I want you all to write it down with me. You, say it with me, you are all fucked.
Okay. You're all fucked.
All of you. Doesn't matter whether you're black, you're white, Indian, colored, rich, poor, have a family in this business, are coming into this business in your own, have a plan, have a business plan, you're all fucked. And I'm being serious. The reason why you're all fucked is not only because actually you were all fucked, but fucked is also, and we're gonna start with phase one or act one in this concept, right? Is because you are freelance, number one. So there's no UIF, there's no insurance for you fuckers. There's nothing. All right, so you're coming in this as freelance. You guys know what freelance is?
Nope.
You don't. It means, my champion, that you are responsible for how you get paid, right?
Okay.
So the nature of our business is it works in 3 to 6 or 9 month periods, depending on like the project. Like she's on one project of mine, right? We finishing in when? June, July. Which means she doesn't have a job after that. All right, so she needs to plan ahead. Which means you can't get a fucking, you can't get a loan at the bank to go buy a house. Right, because you don't have a regular income like the rest of the bankers or the lawyers or the doctors or whatever the case is. So that's what I mean about freelance. You're also unpaid most of the time. And it speaks to the freelance thing, right? You're also super creative. Most of all, you're kind of emotionally destroyed. So now that this is going to be our problem statement for now in this act. And now that you've all written it down, yeah? Can you guys make peace with that? Yeah.
Sure. 100%.
The door is right there, dog. Like my first job was with late night music Loisokola. Like everyone was there, but the thing that I was interested in the most was the behind the scenes, and I was hired as a logger, and I'm coming in at the very bottom. I'm already talented. I could already edit at like 17. And I could already produce music at 17. I could already do a body of work by myself at that time. But now I'm in the league, right? And there was a man, or one of my first teachers, his name was Andrew Vessels. Super accomplished director, and he was directing that show. He looked at me, he was like, just sit next to me here. And he sat with me, he was like, Simz, I don't care who your family is, I don't care who you are, but you're in my house now. And you will not touch an edit suite for the next 3 years of your life. And I looked at him, I was like, all right, cool. It's like, you're gonna make coffees, you're gonna buy popcorn, sweets, whatever the fuck we want. Hell, if you gotta make a run to get an 8-ball, you're gonna go do that. And the thing that he asked me was, are you okay with being fucked for the rest of your life? Pause. Right? And I didn't understand what fuck meant at the time. This is my own interpretation, but I didn't understand it at the time. I couldn't conceive it. I'm a fucking teenager, right? And again, I made coffees for 3 years, wrote, took notes, did all that I could. Then went to college. Oh, then I also did like Big Brother, right? Which was also, so I would do LNN in the mornings. It was like Mondays. And then every day I would do like this graveyard shift between midnight to like 4 at Sasani Studios. And they weren't paying me that much. It was like, I was getting like 2,500 from from LNN per month, and I was getting like maybe 4 grand from like Big Brother. Now, mind you, all of these, first of all, Sasani Studios.
Do you get paid for Big Brother, or don't you go on as a contestant?
No, why would I go on?
Doesn't look like that.
Although, that would be dope. I want to be. No, but like behind the scenes. So I was a logger. Right. Fuck, you know what logging is? Taking notes.
Okay.
Edit notes. That's what logging is. And maybe I'll break down just the job descriptions as I go too. So that's what I was doing. I was logging and switching. My shift was shower hours, so you can imagine how excited I was. Right. So that was like my movement. Sasani Studios in the morning, and then fucking, I'll wait.
Sorry.
That's cool. So that was my movement, and half the time I was broke, but I also needed to save money, and it was a lot at the time, and then still had to go. And then I enrolled at like the Academy of Sound Engineering, and I did the film course there. So there's school, work. That was my movement, right? Then I'd be at the studio, so I was hardly ever home. Then I had a girlfriend. Right. Then I had friends, and all of these things are happening. But ultimately, I say that to say I had to then prioritize what I want, right? And through the grace of God, I managed to graduate top of my class, still kept my job, still had a life, and still partied, and still did all the drugs and like, right? But ultimately, through my resilience through that, I also then, got job offers from other studios. And I met this guy called Diliza Moabi. I suggest you like Google him. He's one of the fucking...
You said who?
Diliza Moabi. He's, I want to say, the GOAT in terms of film editing.
So you said surname?
Moabi.
Moabi.
Yeah. But coming into, he's the first, in fact, my first time meeting him, I was at his like suite, and he was like, he asked me the very same question that Andrew Wessels asked me. Well, similar question. He was like, are you here for a job or are you here for your career? Naturally, what do I say? Here for my career. And he asked me the same thing. Why are you here? Why do you do this? Do you do this for money? Do you do this to be a celeb? Do you know? It's like I do it because I love it. You know, I had all these dreams and these like the same green fucking answers you guys gave me. That's what it's like, nah, you have to be here because you're born for this shit. Otherwise, just leave. And there were like maybe 10 editors. And I was like the youngest one there. It's like 10 editors. And personally, I thought it was like a shift thing. I thought, okay, this week, this one is coming in, right? These 10 are here this week. And then next week, there's another 10. Only to find out like 4 weeks later, these niggas are getting fired.
Oh, that's funny.
They're getting fired. And for the very same reason. They lied to themselves. Yeah. Right? It's like, this is not a cool thing to do. This takes a lot of sacrifice. Come in at 8, 5 o'clock, leave at 5. And that's not the business we work in. We do the job until it's done. We don't do the job to clock in and out. You get it done, and you get it done well. Right? At the highest level. I don't care. Like, my skill level versus your skill level might be the same, might be different. But I'm going to get it done. We're in the business of making fucking shows. We entertain people. Yeah? But we're in the business of showmanship, man. Everything is a performance. Everything we do is to help the performance be better. And naturally we get money from it. Oh, sometimes not. But, you know, like, don't look at it as like we're making films. Sure, we tell stories or whatever, because we're human beings. Naturally, we have to tell stories to keep ourselves here forever because we die, right? So the rest, what lives is books, movies, you know, music or whatever the case is. But our jobs collectively is to make sure these things stay for the next 1,000 years. It's also a sport. It's a team sport. You're gonna need a video tech guy, maybe a compositor, maybe an editor. You're gonna need a producer, right? You're gonna need a sound designer. It's a team sport. So then collaboration comes into the picture, but with collaboration comes commerce, and with commerce, you have to manage the business, and the government takes half of your money, right? So there are all these problems that are, you know, that are stacked against you. And then there's fucking that, right?
Word.
And then there's commerce versus creativity, right? And maybe the last thing is influencers versus professionals, right? So all these things are stacked against you. And maybe we should explore these ideas, right? Especially this one. Because how much is tuition here?
70,000.
70 to 100,000.
A year. You guys are here for the degree course.
High certificate.
High certificates was 1 year, degree 4 years,
We're diplomas are 3.
diploma 3.
We don't do degrees here.
So on average, you guys are like paying maybe 270. So what we do is expensive because you still have to pay 150,000 to build your own rig. At best, but at least. Who's in the film? Who's the director here? You know how to shoot? You know how to shoot?
Yeah.
You know how to shoot jazz.
So Black Magic or FX3.
Caden
I
Live.
really like Black Magic, bro.
Yeah, Black Magic's fine. But my point is you're not paying less than 50,000 for the body. Add to that you need lenses, cost you 100,000
Yeah.
just to make a decent film.
Lights, microphones.
Lights, right? So you're spending $500,000 on your gear. I've spent that much. So what we do is expensive. But there's someone here who didn't pay as much dues as you. Just woke up and looked at YouTube and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that Shandis. And they're getting more of a return on investment than you ever would.
But they business minded. No.
That's the discussion.
Debatable.
Is it?
YouTubers.
Influencers use social norms in order to exploit that and take it as much as they can use it in order to make money. And that's how they can be better than professionals, but they're not on paper better than professionals.
But what then what makes a professional then?
Well, experience, school, I'd like to say, and the work ethic to always be better. Influencers kind of stay in the same lane because they know that this is how I'm making money, so why would I want to get out unless I'm trying to be bigger? Then there's a difference.
Can break it down better for you.
Okay.
Influencers are more attached to celebrity culture. They're just starting to leverage their celebrity culture for commerce.
Mm-hmm.
So they're professional showmen,
Oh, I like that. I like that.
right?
Professional showman.
Doesn't make them a professional filmmaker, but they're in our fucking business, right? But
They're very
here's
educated in their business as well.
here's a joke though. I only went to school because I needed to give my mom something, a reason to be like, yo, just to brag to her friends, like, hey, like, even my child graduated, right? But I wouldn't have. And there's a danger in that because assuming I didn't go to school for that 1 year to get my certificate, right? Wouldn't I be there?
I think, yes, with your experiences, that you could use your mind in order to be there.
But I've done the grind of the professional.
Yes, and that's how you know how to maneuver being an influencer.
So what's the difference between where do you place me here? And add to that, I've been on screen, I've done the podcasts, I've done the music, so where do you place me here if I'm standing right here in front of you giving you a lecture about show business?
I look at you and I see an influencer and a professional.
see that.
and you look at the camera, and then I look at the speaker. And then Jack has a question.
I've completely lost my train of thought now. But you can be an influencer and a professional at the same time. When you're a professional, you're working with more people, and there is a bigger machine, and you have to be a team player. Influencers can just go off on their own camera, do their thing, they get their views that they need to, and it's how much effort you put into each one that determines who you are.
That's why I think there's power in
There is power in that.
You didn't go to school for this, you're not a professional.
You can break into the animation industry without having to study and
So,
we
no,
consider that.
that's not the problem. You breaking it and making
Just stop now. Now, stopped. You get my point?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's no difference.
They should, yeah.
There's no difference.
uh,
Here's what a professional does. Here's what a professional does. Let's take football, for example. If you're a professional footballer, that means you're getting paid to play football.
yeah.
You're a professional filmmaker, you're getting paid to make films. It's a matter of commerce. So there's no difference between. I hate to say this. There's no difference between Cyan Bougie and myself.
Yeah. Let's talk about it first.
There's no difference between Mihlali and myself. There's no difference between Mac G and myself. Hell, there's no difference between Kim Kardashian and Tarantino.
Gay!
There is.
Okay.
It's no difference. It's all commerce. It's all commerce. Yes, there's levels to shit. There's a level of creativity that like you can't replace, right? You just can't. Talent is talent. You know, ethics are ethics. There's just levels to this shit. I know an animator can go 1 versus 10 on all of y'all, run circles around you. Jose happens to be my best friend. I've known him since I was 10 years old. 8. But there's no difference between you and him. It's just a matter of commerce. He just gets paid more. Right? So that's what another thing you have to make peace with is commerce. The reason why influencers are influencers is because they have a bigger PR machine. You don't. We were just talking about it the other day. we were just talking about it, right? So here's another lesson for you guys. It's like, maybe you need to think about that when you come out of school, is building your PR machine. You could be dope, but if your PR team's not working for you, or you're not setting aside a budget and or provisions for PR, you're kind of cooked.
So do we need a PR team or just like knowledge of PR?
No, you need a PR team.
Really?
Well, not PR team, you can do your own PR.
Okay.
But my whole point is, you need to go through the PR pipeline to get the maximum audience.
Yeah, because I only ask because they're very expensive, and you know, in the beginning you wouldn't necessarily.
But you need to invest in that. The reason
Yeah,
why you can even do like these regional ones like Ikawe magazine
Yeah.
or like like community stations or whatever the case is.
Definitely.
But the reason why is because your product needs to reach people, right? Because the people buy. Otherwise, you broke. You're just another struggling artist.
So would PR be considered the same department as marketing?
Yeah.
But like a personal marketing, not
No.
marketing
It's
for the
marketing
product.
and communications. Don't make it personal. PR is public relations.
All right.
You're reaching people. You're reaching the public. You're engaging them. Right? Marketing is making them aware and selling them this idea. Do you get what I'm saying? And sales is actually the sales, but it's all in marketing and communications, and this is the king of it.
That's why a large portion of movie budget is placed on the marketing of the movie.
If anything, half.
Yeah.
Half. Really?
So if they spend 600 million creating, well, if they spend 350 million creating Avengers Endgame, if anything, they're gonna spend another 350 doing the marketing and PR.
It also counts as the merch, right?
Yeah.
Merch
That's merchandising. That's a separate.
That's separate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, they use the PR machine to sell the merch to,
Okay.
like, for example, and I'll give you a short story on how I developed my PR machine. I'll take the question later, just like note it down. But this is how it works, right? Like, so in 2020, I did the evolution of Mzansi street culture, and it's in the name, right? But I was working with, in fact, I was in partnership with a guy, rest in peace, Wandin Zimandi, who is the co-founder of Lokshin Culture. The story between him and I is chronicled, shout out Alex, but we created this show, toured the country, put on SABC 1. I did the direction, I wrote all, 80% of the music, cut it myself. But anyway, one day when the show launched, he was like, I think we need to go to Kaya FM and we need to go to several radio stations. I'm gonna media train you. Because he's been in the business for longer than I was born, right? So he gave me this like almost junket thing. And he was like, these are the points you have to hit. Luckily you can speak, great, but these are the points you have to hit in order to sell the show. Went to those radio stations, did the interviews, all the points. It's coming out on this date. This is who's on the show. These are the celebrities. This is what we covered. All that. Literally, that was my tour. Right? Did local, internet magazine, same thing. Sat down with the person. These are the points I'm talking about. They wanted to know about myself. Same conversation we're having here. We'll have those conversations or whatever, and then we'll have about the show. That was my PR run. Show became successful not only because 5 million people watch SABC, but because other people knew about it that don't watch SABC. And because my voice was speaking to those people as the co-creator of the show, as the director of the show, because I'm young, I'm black, and I'm fly. And there's nobody else within my peers that produced a show of that magnitude. Everyone else is still in these production companies. The audacity, Simz, the audacity to sit here and say you're going to produce a show and still own it and whatever. Young people wanted to hear that voice. And ultimately that's what made the show successful. But that doesn't happen without.
That's also where the media training comes in. Because if it wasn't for the points that you're talking, and if it wasn't for the ladies choosing you because you are a young voice and young people kind of relate to a young person, so you'd be like, oh, this is somebody my age, let me see what he's doing. That is a sort of influence, which I...
Performative.
Yeah, which I'm starting to clock now.
But it has to work that way.
Yeah, it has to.
You know, if you're an artist, you need to be able to sell your art.
So
So
No, sorry, my homie. You are
I just
first.
wanted to ask. I know sometimes musicians, especially like up and coming ones, they'll advertise like their new songs or albums and stuff on YouTube and in like the actual YouTube ads. Is that part of PR as well?
It's advertising.
Advertising.
But it's still in marketing and communications. I think let's not separate. At least what I've learned now is you probably don't want to separate that. You don't want to separate advertising from PR to marketing to sales. I think those work hand in hand. Just because again, you're trying to reach an audience. You're trying to reach the public and relate to them so that they can buy your shit.
Yeah, so I've been told once with this, that you're speaking about that, when coming to the industry, you have to build that moral high ground. So PR essentially does that already.
It sells you in a way.
Is it? Did anyone check?
Look, in South Africa, the way it's set up is, especially for like people of color, it's like your shit doesn't sell unless we know you. Right? Like you guys probably don't know half of the things I've done. Right? You've probably seen, heard, or watched a lot of the stuff that I've done, but don't know my face. Right? But what happens if I put my face next to the product?
We know you.
You have me, but by default, I'm dope. Right? It's a weird thing, but that's how our culture's set up. We dope if we're familiar with you. It's sad, but ultimately you're not dope on merit. So here's a solution. And I was speaking to my friend yesterday about it, like, you're already here. I've already done the work, which means we've kind of established this thing of cultivating our talents and our hard work. Already, we've done the work. So just fucking do the work. Then when you put out the work, you do the PR thing. You've already backed your talent up. You're here. All right? I've already done the work. I've been doing it since I was a child. So the next time I put a product out and you see my face next to it, billiard. You guys know what I'm... You guys know what billiard is?
No.
Okay, do you guys understand the reference of billiard? Casper in your vest is drink, right?
No billiard.
If Casper in your vest, can you trust that this person is going to give you quality alcohol?
No. But
Yes.
no.
I think I can. He's a drinker.
can trust
isn't
him.
he? Yeah, he's like a proper drinker.
But has he made wines?
No.
Nah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But you automatically trust the product that it's good and it's dope because his face is next to it.
PR.
Let's take a break. You have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, could you give us advice on how to kickstart our career once we have left college?
That's the session we're going to have now.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, let's start a new paragraph on your notes. And let's all say it together. You are all fucked.
We're still fucked.
We're still fucked, brother. We're still fucked. All right, come, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. You are all fucked.
Somebody
Nice.
just walks into class now.
So, if here will be filmed, usually costs kids everything. You want to know what the D is for?
Damage.
The D in what?
In fact. Pause.
I did not want to answer that.
It's a hard one.
They're the last of that.
You're so stupid.
Okay. So film usually costs kids everything daily. And we touched on it. This is an expensive sport. So how do we make money from this? Right? And how do we even break even from this? So the one thing I want you guys to make peace with now, and we'll get on our commerce and versus creativity, is film is no longer, and TV maybe, excuse me, and I'll add music to it, I'll add all our mediums and verticals into show business. The things that we make to feel show business in order, the things that we perform and make in show business are no longer the products that we sell.
How so?
I say that to say, if you create a video, you can put it up on Instagram, you can put it up on YouTube, Vimeo, Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. Yeah, Patreon.
How many people do you need to reach to convert or to even break even?
You need to first advertise the fact that you're going on these platforms.
Okay, so what if I put it to you that because the margins are so tiny now and the budget's like a budget for a 10-part or 13-part series documentary, let's say documentary because maybe that's like the cheapest one. On SABC they used to pay you like for commission like 5 to 8 million rand just to produce it.
Damn.
Right? Obviously you wouldn't get any equity from that, but you could spend half of that, maybe say 2.5, maybe 2 million to produce it, pay you people maybe, and then get like a 10% production fee for you as a producer. That would be like 500,000. So you're walking away with a profit in an ideal world of like 1.5 million rand. That kickstarts your next project, you get another commission, so now you're up 6.5 million rand, and you can, that was the business, right? Hence people doing coke. Even in music, you get an advance of maybe say 2 million rand, produce it for 500,000, the rest of it you can probably tour, maybe market it, whatever. But in an ideal world in music, you probably would make like 500,000, 750 to live. You can tour it, get the residuals off that, and you still have equity in your project, whatever. But that's because people were buying physical copies, people were buying DVDs, people were going to cinema, people were paying subscriptions. We live in a digital world now, so the incentive to buy a product versus pirating it or streaming it is different. So we developed the model now, and I'm going to share these codes with you. You're welcome, motherfuckers. Is what we do now becomes a marketing channel. It's hard to hear that now. It finishes you here now. No?
No.
The question is what we do now.
What we do now in show business. Okay, let me break this show business thing to you. This performance and visual art that we do, audio visual, whether you do film or you do animation or you do music or whatever the case is, becomes a marketing channel now. It's a big ass billboard.
Yeah.
The reason why is because we have to change that business model, right? The business model I just explained to you now. They give you money to produce something, you make a profit, then you turn over to make another product. That doesn't happen now. We're not selling ice cream, right? People are still buying ice cream. They don't stream ice cream, right? So again, we need to look at film in particular, and maybe the visual art in particular, as a marketing channel, which means I'll use our 16:9 screen. We'll call this a billboard, right? Which means you have opportunities now to get money and equity from different revenue streams. One is sponsorship, right?
How do you get sponsorship?
Networking.
Got rich parents.
I've got rich parents.
Yeah.
We
We
know.
only find out now.
You can convince them, right? And this is the first problem or the first hurdle you need to jump through. It's like you're gonna get sponsorship, and the sponsorship could come in the form of brand partnerships. It can come in the form of funding,
T-shirts.
T-shirts. Actually, hold on to that point, but it can come in all forms. You can ask Alex for money, you know. Right, we can all find, like, you get the concept of sponsorship. Someone pays you to make something so that you can distribute it, right? You can get your sponsorships from licensing deals, right? So you create this idea, go pitch to SABC, Trace, Mnet, wherever, Netflix, right? They give you money to license your show. They'll give you probably 20% of what you need to produce it, whatever. You go to Coca-Cola, they'll probably give you bank to produce it. But again, we're living in an age, because of influences, because of social media and all that, sponsorship becomes harder. And as such, people want to go into social media or whatever, right? So, good idea, but you jump through hoops a lot. Because again, our medium is expensive. It costs us stadium. So, how do you convince Red Bull to give you 5 million rand to produce a show that may or may not work?
I work for Red Bull.
Let's ask
so,
Shannon. Let's ask Shannon right there.
yeah, I've lost the contacts, but
How many TV shows did Red Bull sponsor?
that's a great question. I just know that they've got a Formula One team.
Zero.
Oh,
But again, it's not this. It's not what we
not
do,
that.
right? And again, we'll get into, you are in the right direction, but again, this model is it's hard. Telling you this now, because we're in a TV show right now with our own money, with 5 million people that are going to watch this show, with like all the tools to make sponsorship worthy, still haven't got sponsors. Because people would rather give an influencer 20,000 rand to go boost their product, right?
Yeah, but they're pretty. Influencers are pretty.
is that what you focus on?
But look at it this way. Big brands are not sponsoring porno.
No, they're not. People watch a lot of porn.
But right?
Facts. These are facts.
Right?
As long as it's free though.
But the fat booty Instagram
Actually,
model,
we're for making this.
the fat booty Instagram model is getting a Nivea deal. And Instagram is softcore porn.
She didn't say a word.
Right? So there's a problem in this business model, that this 9x16 medium that we're trying to produce cannot get sponsorships. Hard. So Act 3 here, and this is the hero's journey for all of y'all. Find useful collaborators to keep evolving daily. Find your tribe. Find your people. Because it's a team sport. Every one of my close collaborators I've known for more than 15 years, more than 20 years. shit, about 30-year relationships and I'm 33. So I say that to say your network is your net worth. Or your net worth is your network, right? Especially because you guys are all in the same, you guys probably do all different things. You're in the same class. I think finding those collaborations will help you elevate a little more better. Right? He's got an agency, with his partner. And he's a photographer and he's skilled in other departments. We've known each other since, probably like 14. He can always rely on us doing the best idea or the best version of an idea he's thinking about in order to execute. And that's because we're in the same business. Now, we do have competing agencies, but we do share insights. The reason why that's important is because maybe he can help me find partnerships elsewhere and funding elsewhere as I can do for him, right? Now I'm skilled in a different department and he needs the same tools and we can always find balance. So again, you have to collaborate, especially because what we do is expensive. But then you have to find the middle ground on how you guys will develop commerce in order to feed each other. Let's look at Amapiano, for example. From the artists, producers, they collaborate with each other, and that culture feeds the strippers, it feeds the drug dealers, it feeds the club owners, it feeds the alcohol brands.
But they gotta eat and drink.
But that's the power of collaboration.
Yeah.
Because if they're not at the clubs DJing, the girls are not coming to dance so that the ballers can pay for their drinks and food. But my point is, there's useful collaborations there that make this thing grow. So I suggest, with all the things that I've said to you, is like, you guys need to use useful collaborations. She wants to do art direction, and you a cinematographer, and you a director, right? All those tools can work together. All you just need to find is the right funding partner, and all the fashion for your characters she could develop or give you insight on that you can design, and all the camera work and the angles he can help you develop, and she could help you develop the story. You have a production company already. I just need the right funding partner. Maybe my homie over here, Prince Nirvana sweaters that you can sell, and she could then put those characters together in the same sweaters. And guess what? You can put a microsite up and sell those sweaters. That's your product. That's your marketing tool. I've told you the PR play. We're not all fucked. But now you know the reality of this business. I'm not the authority of this business. I'm just giving you insight to my experiences. What you do with that is for you guys. Someone else will probably tell you something different or lie to you or whatever it is. Yeah. But now that you know what you know, I think you guys are better equipped for the journey you guys are gonna build up.
Sure.
Right, so my name is Simz Mahlangu. I just want to say again, thank you guys for showing up. It's been a privilege to me. Like, I get you guys feel lucky that no, it's me sharing insights with you guys is a privilege to me, and I'm very thankful that you guys could allow me to be here. Deeply humbled, and if you guys want to connect with me, I'll share my contacts with everyone. So yeah, thank you very much, guys.
Only reasonable.